Sunderland 3, Stoke City 0. Jack, are you a believer?
Oh, no, not yet. He needs to do a lot more to get me back on side, I'll be honest with you. But it's a start. We look good. We did look good. So if he can keep that up and put a run together, then maybe I might be.
And I've got to be honest, I was expecting at this point for us to be saying, doing Jack Clarke's eulogy in a video like this at the end of the month, but you're still there and it's all gone quiet. How happy are you about that?
Yeah, I mean, apparently there was some offer from Lazio that we turned down. It was just nowhere near our asking price, and we've said he's not for sale this window, and I'm glad we've done that because we need to have. I'm glad we've had a bit of backbone about us.
Yeah.
Because if he leaves this window so late as well, it'd be absolutely tragic. You'd lose the fans because it's our best player by an absolute landslide, and we wouldn't have any time to replace him anyway. So it's right off the season now. So as much as I think he'll go in the summer, at least it looks like, touch wood, we're going to have 5 more months at least of Jack Clarke.
Yeah. Enough to try and get your playoff aspirations back on track. You're not too far off. Let's talk about Pritchard, though, first of all, before we talk about all the nice things. What on earth has gone on there? Because we read that Friday morning the club has to make a statement that says he's refusing to play for the team that pays his wages. Walk us through it, and what's the view on the terraces?
So it has divided opinion a lot. I mean, a lot of people, I'm very 50-50 and I am on the fence. I think if it's what it is, because again, there could be so much more that's gone on that we don't know, but if it's what it is, what we know, I think Pritchard is a bit disgraceful. I think you're in a contract, you honour that. I think to say that on Friday morning when he did, that he's not going to play, he's let down his players, he's let down his teammates, he's let down the fans, and I don't agree with that. But also, what's something that might not be too known outside of Sunderland is he has been very underappreciated and in some cases mistreated while at the club. I think we did try to force him out in the summer wrongly because everyone knew he was an experienced footballer who brings a lot to our side, very, very talented as well. And the club clearly wanted rid of him in the summer, failed, and then begrudgingly offered him a new contract. Publicly came out and said that, which I think is quite a weird thing to do, publicly talking about private contractual negotiations from a club perspective. I think very, very unprofessional to do. So it's all up in the air. I'm not so certain that we know the full story, but by the looks of it, Pritchard's got an offer that he doesn't like. It doesn't suit his demands, and he's got better offers elsewhere, and he won't be short of them because he's a brilliant footballer.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because we're losing a lot of experience in the forward areas for a player who's been outstanding for us this season. But we've got to move on now. It is what it is, and I feel like a bit of both worlds because he's handled it badly, but I feel like the club have also made an absolute mess of his situation.
Okay. Really sensible showing both views there. Cheers. Let's talk about some of the players you're trying to get hold of then before the window shuts then. Diallo, sitting on the bench, hoping for a return. The likelihood of that happening?
I'd say slim, but you never know, I think the idea that he's needed at United was totally nullified when he can't get off the bench against League Two Newport. In my opinion, he should be needed at United because I honestly believe he's a better footballer than Anthony. He really, from what we've seen from him compared to Ahmad, I mean, I could be a bit mental there, but okay. So he's so undervalued there. And if you're not going to play him, let him go somewhere where he's going to enjoy his football. He absolutely loves it here. You can tell him. We all love him. I think it's slim that it happens, but you know what? I think we're allowing ourselves to dream, and we might get our hearts broken a little bit. But I'd absolutely love to see it because he was amazing for us last year.
And then finally, Helder from Leeds, likely to happen or not?
Yeah, that one looks. We got pretty much confirmation from the most reliable Sunderland reporters that one is pretty much a done deal. He's getting a medical contract being agreed about a £1.5 million fee. Again, he's a bit of an unknown entity because he had a loan at Rotherham last year, played about a dozen games. Rotherham fans seem to think he was okay, decent footballer. Not really much experience at Leeds, but that tends to be what we go for. I mean, a lot of the footballers that we've took out of academies that aren't really getting played have turned out to be quite all right. So we'll see how this one plays out. But he's a left-footed centre-back. I think it's a decent signing.
Nice one. And just a big shout out to Mason Burstow for scoring the first goal. Or scoring his first goal, sorry. And 3-1, sorry. I think I'd give Stoke a service, really. I'd say it's 3-0. But good to see him on the score sheet. Yeah,
delighted for him. I mean, it's about time. He needed it. He definitely did. I think up until the goal, he was quite poor in the game. I didn't think he got into it as much, but then once the goal went in, you could see his confidence was flowing a bit. Fans were into the game, getting in good positions. And we needed that because now that's 2 strikers on the board for Sunderland this season. So we're getting there slowly but surely. But yeah, it was good for him to get his moment.
All right, we will let you go. Before that, though, could you give us your January Player of the Month and a prediction for the game at the Riverside this weekend?
Annoyingly, I want to say Alex Pritchard after everything that's gone on because I think he was the best player in the derby. He was obviously got a scream against Preston on New Year's Day. So it's definitely between Pritchard and obviously Clarke because who else? The one who's been doing everything for us. But sad, you know what? I'm gonna go with Clarke just because of the way Pritchard's handled himself towards the end. But, and Clarke's performance on Saturday was probably the best one he's had for us this season. He had Lyndon Gooch in knots, giving him absolute nightmares, I think, on his return at the Stadium of Light. But so I'll give it to Jack Clarke again for probably the 4th time this season. I think.
Who else?
Yeah.
Right.
And prediction. And much I'm trying to be positive, we've seen Beale win games at Hull away and Preston away and not capitalise on that and go on to get another result. I hope this isn't the case, but I feel like it might be because it's a really, really tough game to follow. So I don't think we're going to get beat on Sunday. I'll say 2-0 to Middlesbrough.
All right. Yeah, you don't have a great record there, do you?
No, not at all.
Right. Thank you, Jack, for joining us. I'm glad that we got through it all without saying the words "Beale out" throughout all of that. Really pleased.
Makes a change, isn't it? Makes a change for once. Okay. We'll be back next week, I'm sure.
All right, nice one, Jack. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.